up, swashbucklers? You're listening to Under the Crossbones, episode number 156. My name is Phil Johnson. I'm your host for the show today, each and every week. Thanks for tuning in and telling your friends and visiting sponsors and sending donations and all that cool stuff that you do that helps me keep the old boat afloat. I appreciate it. Got a fun show for you today. Christy Alan from the Tybee Island Pirate Festival is on. Christy is the entertainment director for Tybee Island, so we're going to find out all about what goes into putting the entertainment and all sorts of other stuff together for the Tybee Island Pirate Festival, which is one of the main ones. That's one of the big ones around the country, and we're going to find out also what it takes to keep an island community like that running, because they're in Georgia, but they're off the coast of Georgia, sort of. So we're gonna find out what it takes to keep an island like that going. So it's a pretty interesting story. I think you're gonna enjoy. I am just back from Tennessee, from gigs in Chattanooga and Nashville, and I did the get up at 2:00 in the morning, at 2:30 in the morning Eastern time, drive a couple hours back to Nashville because I was in Chattanooga. Fortunately, there's a time change. I gained an hour back. That was nice. And then I got on a plane, and you do the thing where you sleep on the plane, but it's not real comfortable. And then I don't know if you do this. I do this where I will suddenly wake up on the plane because I think I'm driving. Like anytime, if I fall asleep sitting up, I will at some point assume that I've fallen asleep while driving, and I will wake up violently and then go, "Oh, that's right, I am not driving the plane. There's somebody else driving the plane," and that makes it better because I've never fallen asleep driving, and I don't want to do it. So the shows were great in Chattanooga. We had 2 sold out shows, 2 nearly sold out shows, and then 2 lighter shows. Super much fun was had. I like Chattanooga, nice town. Went to the guitar museum called Songbirds right next to the comedy club there at Comedy Catch, and what a great collection. If you like a guitar, go to Songbirds. They have quite an amazing collection. It's Vince Gill and some of his pals. They put their collections of guitars all in one place so that we could look at them instead of having them sitting in a warehouse not being played somewhere. So that was cool, and they do shows there and all sorts of cool stuff. They got Junior Brown coming in November, and I'm disappointed I won't be able to see it. If you've never seen Junior Brown is amazing. Holy cow. Also found some good donuts in Chattanooga. Yeah, Tasty Donut. That turned out to be a good recommendation from the people of Chattanooga. I bought a dozen of them, ate half a dozen of them by myself, and then shared the rest with the staff at the comedy club. So that was fun. And then went to, now here's the thing that you don't see. I like to do things in a town that I cannot do either here at home in California or that I cannot do in any other city. And I did a couple of those things. One of them was I went to the Towing and Recovery Museum and Hall of Fame. Yeah, I bet you didn't know that was a thing, right? A towing museum. Yeah, it's a museum of tow trucks and the towing industry. And apparently the reason they have it is because the guy that invented the first tow truck was in Chattanooga. So every town's got a little claim to fame, right? And but I don't know that much about towing. I don't know that much about trucks either. But it was spent my $10 and I went in, and for an hour and a half I went, yeah, okay, cool, alrighty, okay, yeah, all right, cool. And then I went to the Hall of Fame, which honestly is a hallway of fame. It's a hallway, and there's pictures on both walls. A lot of pictures of old white guys, pretty much, who they apparently did great things in the towing industry. So I imagine that that is a very important hallway to those people. But I can't say as it held a lot of meaning for me. But that's okay. Tow truck drivers, great people. They've pulled me out of a scrape more than once. Now, the other thing that I did while I was there was I like to eat in places that we don't have here in California, even if it's like a chain thing, right? So yesterday, I was looking for something kind of quick on my way to the towing museum, and I stopped at a place called Crystal. All right, now if you know Crystal, you just cringed. I know you just shrank back from your speakers in pain and disgust. So this is a place that it's kind of White Castle-y. They do little sliders and fries and things, and I've had White Castle. They're not great. I can take it or leave it, whatever. I guess in a pinch, they're okay. I guess if you grow up on it, it's one of those things where you just you get used to putting it in your face. And so Crystal, I can't even imagine is like that. First of all, I go in, and there's a group of women in front of me in line, and then me, and then a group of women behind me in line, and they had all apparently come together, and I had somehow slipped in between them there in the line. Not on purpose. They just came in staggered, And so they were talking about it, and they didn't know what it was either. They were apparently from out of the area as well. And the guy taking the orders was so slow. We stood in line for like a solid 20 minutes, and the guy didn't take anybody's order. And eventually they gave up, and all the women left. And that's right then he came up to the register and looked around like, where'd everybody go? And I said, they gave up. Give me a number one. And then there was like some back and forth about, I couldn't even understand what he just said. He didn't speak up. He would just go, you want to, and I'd go, excuse me, say again. You want to, sorry, one more time. You want to, Coke? I'll have a Coke. Regular? Yeah, regular. Okay, cool. And then I asked for a receipt, never got the receipt. And then my food came out. And I used the word food in quotation marks. They came out in little sliders, and I took a bite of one, and I was like, this is not a flavor. It had a flavor, definitely had a flavor. And if I had to describe that flavor, now I don't have any personal experience with this, but if I had to describe the flavor of what I imagine it would be cat's butthole. Because that's what this little slider burger tasted like. It tasted like eating a cat's butthole, and that is disgusting. But this was disgusting. Yeah. I mean, I ate all 4 of the sliders because I paid for them. I paid my $7. The fries were just regular fries, and these were disgusting. And the meat, I made the mistake of looking at the meat, and I also used meat in quotation marks. The meat was gray. Yeah, meat's not supposed to be gray. It's also not supposed to be whatever that texture was. So not only did it taste like a cat's butthole, good chance it was made of a cat's butthole. It was horrible, just horrible, and it made my stomach hurt for the rest of the day. So there's that. So yeah, do not recommend Crystal if you see it. It's Crystal with a K, and there's a bunch of them. There's a whole bunch of them down there. I'm like, how do these places stay in business? I mentioned it during my show at Comedy Catch last night. During the beginning of my show, I was like, hey, you guys, I went to Crystal, and the entire sold-out room of 250 people went, why? And I said, yeah, I know that now. So that was the only down point of the tour. Don't go to Crystal. Nashville, also fun. I was in Nashville for less than 24 hours. I got there just in time to do a quick set at Zanies, sleep, and then leave town again. So I will be going back to the Zanies at Nashville. They're going to have me back sometime soon for a full week of work there. And then I will get to experience Nashville because there's so many things that I wanted to see. And I think it's going to be really fun to do those gigs. But there are other gigs coming up. There certainly are. September the 11th, I'll be at Winter's Tavern, and that is in Pacifica, California. On September the 12th, I'll be at Retro Junkie in Walnut Creek, California, headlining that night. September the 13th, I'll be at Hop Dogma Brewery in Half Moon Bay, California. And then September the 21st, I'll be co-headlining a show at the Pix Theater in Lapeer, Michigan, out there sort of near Detroit. September the 22nd, I will be hosting a show that is full stacked of headliners. It's going to be really good at the Temple Theater in Saginaw, Michigan. I've seen pictures of that place. I'm really excited to play there. And on September the 26th, I will be at the Belterra Casino in Florence, Indiana, for the World Series of Comedy. Yeah, so that's the September the 26th is my first set for the World Series of Comedy in Florence, Indiana, the Belterra Casino. Lots of other dates coming up: Arizona, Nevada, Minnesota, Florida, Oregon, Washington, Edmonton, Canada. Go to underthecrossbones.com, click that tour dates button, and it'll show you when I am coming to tell jokes and sing songs near you. Yeah. Oh, I'm still a little sleep deprived. I got home and I slept for a couple hours, and now it's one of those things where I'm just like, I've slept an hour here, I've slept an hour there, and my brain is not all completely working yet, but we'll get there. We're gonna make this happen. We're sponsored today by S.R. Staley and Yellow Pine Publishing. S.R. Staley is back with the third book in the Pirate of Panther Bay series called Calusa Spirits. And if you've read the first 2 award-winning books in this series, then you know you got to read this one. The first 2 were Pirate of Panther Bay and Tortuga Bay, and this next one is called Calusa Spirits. And even if you haven't read the others yet, this one works as a standalone story, right? Like, say you accidentally read Prisoner of Azkaban first, and then you realize that there were other Harry Potter books before that. Like, you could kind of get it. You might not really get the whole. Well, no, this isn't even that. These are standalone stories. So there's backstory, but you can read it all by itself too. So it's even easier than the Harry Potter books to get into. Yeah, in Calusa Spirits, Isabella and her crew of pirates are on the run from pirate hunters dispatched from colonial Spain. Ooh, those colonial Spaniards. And fighting for their lives off the coast of Cuba, where they make a run for safety up the west coast of Florida. As they're scavenging for food and water, they run into a rogue tribe of Calusa Indians. Yeah, that's not a matchup you've seen in a lot of pirate stories before, right? Yeah, the result is an epic battle of survival and identity in this action-packed pirate adventure of historical fiction set in the 1780s. Which is well before Florida was known for, spring break. This was not spring break. This was fight for your life. Calusa Spirits arrives from Yellow Pine Publishing on September the 19th. Yeah, when's that? What is that? Yeah, say it with me now. National Cheeseburger Day. No, that is the 18th. September 19th is Talk Like a Pirate Day. Of course, and that's when Calusa Spirits arrives on the scene. And they're doing a bunch of really fun online events around the release. To find out all about it, head over to www.srstaley.com for all the info. And if you'd like to hear my full interview with S.R. Staley, head on back to episode 20, and you'll find that in the episode guide at underthecrossbones.com. That is Calusa Spirits by S.R. Staley, out on September the 19th. If you're digging the show, come join us over on Facebook, facebook.com/underthecrossbones. On Twitter, we're at undercrossbones. And, of course, make sure you're subscribed in whatever potty thing you're listening to this on, with Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Slacker, Spotify, wherever you are. Hit that subscribe button, and you'll get all the brand new episodes every Tuesday, right when they come out. And, of course, you can get all the show notes for this episode at underthecrossbones.com/156. And if you want to help support the show, that would be great too. Go to underthecrossbones.com/support, pop some money in the donation box, click the Amazon banner, buy yourself something nice. Or if you want to be a sponsor, we can take care of that too. Okay, let's do this. Let's get into it. Tybee Island Pirate Festival is coming up mighty quick. It's the first weekend of October, and I thought it would be great to have the entertainment director from the festival on the show. So we are going to talk right now with Christy Alan from the Tybee Island Pirate Festival. Dig it. You are the entertainment director for the Tybee Island Pirate Festival, which is generally, I think, considered one of the larger festivals in the country for pirates. Is that true?
Yes and yes. I do a lot of things for the festival. I'm the event manager assist, and so that also lines me up to be entertainment and stagehand.
Okay.
I'm a musician myself. My band has played at Pirate Fest in the past, and it's such a neat festival. In the past couple of years, I've really enjoyed going behind the scenes and pulling the entertainment together and getting tighter and tighter on running the stage direction and coordinating it. So that's been fun.
Yeah, that's always an adventure. What's the name of your group?
The Christy Alan Band.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And are you the singer in the group?
I am.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. What kind of music do you do?
We're a cover band.
Okay.
So we're a very beach-oriented cover band, so we get so many types of families and demographics. So we do everything from the 60s to today to country, Motown, pop rock. We are a cover-it-all band.
Nice. Those are the bands that make money.
Yeah,
that's good. That's great.
We're doing all right.
So tell me a little bit about how long has this festival been going on, the Tybee Island Festival?
My gosh, I should know this, and I believe we are in year 13.
Okay.
14th annual. My gosh, 14 years. One year we kind of got wiped out by Hurricane Matthew.
Oh, yeah.
And so we had to delay the festival by about 30 days. So I think that's why I lost a year. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're 13 years strong, yeah.
Valid reason. Now, how long have you been involved with the festival?
Gosh, probably a little bit from its beginnings, but more prominently in the recent 5 years.
Okay, all right, nice. And why? How did you become involved?
Several organizations have taken hold of it, and more recently, Tybee Festivals took over. and I was in a group that ended up on the committee for it, and had the time and connections and a little bit of knowledge, and was crazy enough to do it. I think that's the better answer, because it's such a neat payoff to see it all come together. You are biting nails and losing sleep, until those final fireworks. When those final fireworks go off on Saturday night, you've made an event. But leading up to it, there's some craziness. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, were you a piratey person before getting involved with this festival, or did you come at it more from the I have festival experience kind of point of view?
Piratey person. When the original group that it was the DeVivos, DeVivo Marketing. They had the cool idea. I believe they had seen Gasparilla in Tampa and thought that the event would work well for Tybee on that shoulder season. As we get out of our high prime tourist season, there's still great weather on Tybee, and so it gave it an opportunity to do something during that time of year, and they thought it would do well. And so we immediately, all of us here on Tybee became pirates. 14 years ago. Yeah, 14 years ago. And so it ended up being a very, very fun thing to do, is to be a pirate. Yeah.
Nice. That's great.
Especially a Tybee pirate. Yeah, we're we hold strong to that fact that we are Tybee pirates.
Okay.
There's pirates all over the nation. We're Tybee pirates. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, so tell me a little bit about the area there. So you're in Georgia, but where geographically do you kind of sit there?
We are Savannah's beach. In fact, we were called Savannah Beach years and years ago. So we sit about 12 miles off of Savannah. It's about a 20-minute drive from Wilmington Island off of Savannah.
Oh, okay. Great. Nice. That sounds like a nice area there.
Yeah, it's beautiful. We're just a little 3-mile by 1 mile island, really. Okay. We're not very big at all. And kind of like Key West, there's one road off, one road on.
Right.
So it's a great feeling for people that have never been before to come to this kind of isolated place where we don't have a Publix or a Starbucks here.
Right. That's good for them.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's good for them.
Yeah.
So
roughing it.
Yeah, exactly. Now that's not a very big space. How many people do you put in there for that festival?
Oh my gosh, I think we do on a parade day. 10,000 or more on our full-on Saturday. We've counted crowd numbers up to 10,000. You got to think about Tybee. On a typical day in the summertime, we'll get 30,000 people.
Oh my gosh!
In a day, non-resident. So we have about 3,000 year-round residents. So the boom of Tybee Pirate Fest, that's a lot of people that come for this festival. It has taken off that big.
Oh, that's fantastic. And it sounds like a parking nightmare.
Everybody gets along. It's neat. Everybody's very cordial about parking. So it turns out fine.
That's that Southern hospitality at work. In other places, they would kill each other.
Right, yeah.
So now what kind of entertainment do you bring into the festival?
We try to have a major headliner each Saturday night of the festival. We have music Friday night, all day Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, okay. Nice.
This year's headliner is Quiet Riot. Yeah, we're excited. They're perfect as a pirate band, perfect pirate party.
Yeah, I can see that.
Debauchery. So we're going in, and that Saturday night party with the big concert. Usually it's around 8:30. That they play about an hour and a half, and it's immediately followed by fireworks.
Interesting.
Our backdrop is the Tybee Island Pier. And because our festival is in the main 16th Street parking lot, we just fill that completely with festival and carnival rides and vendors and big stages and big giant Kraken monster looking bounce houses for kids and things. And so the backdrop is directly the ocean and the Tybee Pier in the background. And so the fireworks show is actually shot from the pier.
Oh, okay.
It's really, really, even if you're not a pirate, it's just a fun festival.
Yeah, I'll bet. Oh, that sounds like a blast. It's funny that you have Quiet Riot coming in, because my younger brother is not a piratey person at all, but he did audition for Quiet Riot when they were auditioning for singers a couple years ago.
Oh,
and
really?
he was even in the documentary about them and everything. And it just cracks me up that he might have actually been playing your festival.
Wow! That would have been cool.
Yeah, it's so funny. The clip of him. The clip of him auditioning for them is hilarious, and we always tease him about it.
Wow! How cool is that?
That's funny. So, what other kind of entertainment do you bring in? Are you bringing in like pirate costume groups and sword fights and doing that kind of stuff?
We are. We have a group called the Motley Tones that are a reenacting musical group from the era, and they stay in character the whole weekend. They do Friday shows, all day Saturday and Sunday shows, and they interact in the crowd. They're really, really good. We have our local Tybee Arts Association does a full pirate reenactment encampment.
Okay. They
have an actual campsite that is built from the era. You know, they use all the tools and stay, you know, in the characters and do the sword fight demonstrations and things like that. Uh-huh. We even have, every year, it's their favorite thing to do. We have a fellow that comes in with a big exotic petting zoo.
Oh, nice. And
that's a huge hit. It's a really nice petting zoo. You know, it's not just chickens and pigs. But the pirates always think it's funny to steal the goats from the petting zoo, you know, and so the kids get a kick out of it, and there's so much interaction. We have a lot of, I guess you call them national scene pirates that come in.
Okay.
Charissa's probably better at naming these pirates, but like
that's okay.
Barnacle Bill, there's Pearl the Mermaid, and if you know, people that follow pirate festivals, they'll know these people. You know what I mean? Yeah. I wish I could think of their names right now. I can't. Yeah.
Right. No, that's
but
good.
Yeah, they come from all over, and they're just in character, in costume, from gate open Friday night to Sunday morning hangover. You know.
Right. Nice. And you guys do a king and queen of the festival too, right?
Yes. Every year there is a king and queen. And, of course, they get to be the honors in our parade. Our parade is always on Saturday, the Saturday of the event at 3 o'clock. And they close down the main road of Tybee, which is Butler Avenue. They completely close that down. And it's one of probably the second biggest parade as our Tybee St. Patrick's parade.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe bigger. I don't know. It's really one of the more popular events of the year, known in this area, even to Savannah, you know, even to outlying areas. People know to come to Tybee for that Pirate Fest parade.
And how are the king and queen chosen?
The king and queen are chosen by committee, and usually it's their dedication to Tybee Island or to the Pirate Festival itself. You know, sometimes it can come from the business community. You know, there's so many businesses on Tybee Island that are long-term businesses. You've really got to have your heart into it to make it on Tybee, you know, to survive the seasons. Don't know a lot of people, how many people know about trying to do business on an island that is so seasonal.
Yeah.
But it's not the easiest thing. You know, you got to dedicate your life to it. So that business community is where a lot of king and queens come from.
Okay, that's interesting.
We haven't announced this year yet, so I can't say much more about it.
That's cool. That's fine. Now, the island itself, do you live on the island itself or elsewhere?
I do.
Okay.
Yep.
So when is that off season there, and what happens there during that off season?
We used to call the off season after Labor Day. That's been years ago now. But you know, back to school and Labor Day, it would get really quiet. But thanks to I guess, more ease in traveling with Airbnbs, I guess, and Facebook and internet travel. And with the boost of Pirate Fest, too, helped a huge amount. That our season has gotten longer in a sense, and our off season has gotten so much shorter. So, you could call off season December, January, February, and then it cranks right back up again. Our kickoff for season, we call it, is we do a huge St. Patrick's celebration because Savannah's St. Patrick's Day is so big. So we get a lot off of that, but we also always have our St. Patrick's Day parade on Tybee, always the Saturday before Savannah's parade. And like I said, it has become, Pirate Fest and St. Pat's Parade and Beach Bums Parade. Those are big markers on Tybee.
Okay, so we're
a little island that just throws parades all the time.
Nice. So then that December, February segment right there, everything just kind of slows down. Do people close up shop? How quiet does it get?
No, we don't have to close up shop anymore. Now, there was a time.
Oh, good.
But I'd say the recent 15 to 20 years, it has really gotten nice where, some businesses will take a little time off, but there is enough to survive on year round.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's good to hear. Was the reason before? I can't imagine the weather gets terrible in that part of the country during the winter. Was it just because people were busy doing other things?
I don't have an answer for that.
Okay.
A lot of people just at a time don't think about coming to the beach.
Yeah.
During those times because it is slightly cold and they know so quickly that weather's going to turn.
Oh,
it's going to be better soon. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, why go be cold at the beach if in 30 days it's going to be warm again.
Right.
So, but now people are, like I said, it's a pretty good year round.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like get yourself a holiday parade. You might be all set.
Well, and we do, like I said, we will throw a parade on Tybee. We've got a Christmas parade that we do. We also have Mardi Gras. We do a Mardi Gras festival with Mardi Gras parade. So that's usually your February turning point.
Yeah.
We have a good time. We're a fun little island.
It sounds like it. It sounds like it. So what are the dates for the Pirate Festival this year?
Our Tybee Pirate Festival is always on Columbus Day weekend.
Okay.
So that usually is the first weekend in October, depending on whatever day that Columbus Day Monday falls on. So this year we call it October 4th through 7th.
Okay.
We call it October 4th, which is a Thursday, because we do have a Buccaneer Ball.
Oh, nice.
That is hosted by the Crab Shack. So it's not actually an on-site event; it's an off-site event. But it does kind of kick off the festival. And then on Friday, October 5th, the gates open at 5:00 at the 16th Street parking lot. The parking lot main gate is at 17th Street. So, and then from 5 till I think it's 11. We go 5 till 11 because we have to be done by noise ordinances and things like that.
Yeah.
We have to be done by a certain time. And then on Saturday, October 6th, we run all day long, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. And then on Sunday, we call it Free Day, and it's just a abbreviated day from like 11 to 4.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to get ready for that Monday. Nice. So where's a good place online for people to get more information if they need to?
We have a website. It is TybeePiratefest.com.
Okay.
So Tybee is TYB as in boy, EE, Pirate Fest.
Okay. Got it. Cool. I'll get that in the show notes so everybody can check it out. Well, great, Christy. Thank you. I appreciate your time today. This has been really fun.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you so much for thinking of us.
All right. I'll talk to you again soon.
Okay. All right.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
And there it is, friends. That is my interview with Christy Alan from the Tybee Island Pirate Festival. To find out more about the fest and all the stuff that you can get into there, go to tybeeisland.com/pirates. That is tybeeisland.com/pirates. And I'm willing to bet that you know how to spell Tybee, because you're in the pirate scene. But if you don't, it's Tybee. And so again, that's tybeeisland.com/pirates. Did you learn something? Did you find something you liked? Did you hear something you wanted to interject a comment into? Come on over, drop by the Facebook page, Under the Crossbones, facebook.com/Under the Crossbones, and let us know, or Twitter, or wherever you want to pick that, do that thing. We can do that. But I learned some stuff. I was really curious what it takes to keep an island community like that going. I thought she gave us some great information about that. So that was very cool. We are, of course, sponsored today by Pirate Radio, The Treasure Coast, WKKC-DB, playing the best music of today's hits and yesterday's classics, and Pirate Radio Talk, playing the best pirate shows, including Under the Crossbones, 24/7, all commercial free. To listen, go to pirateradiothetreasurecoast.com or pick up the Pirate Radio WKKC-DB app for the music station, or go to pirateradiotc.com or get the Pirate Radio Talk for the Talk Station app, and you can get all that on whatever your app store is. You can even scream at your Alexa, "Hey Alexa," or "Okay Google," or that thing that you're using. Scream at your appliance and tell it to play Pirate Radio, The Treasure Coast, or Under the Crossbones. You can do that. It's all brought to you by iTreasure Radio, the very best digital media from independently owned stations at iTreasureRadio.com. And that is our show for today, friends. Thank you once again for tuning in. I always appreciate it. Thanks to my guest, Christy Alan from the Tybee Island Pirate Festival. Again, go to tybeeisland.com/pirates to find out all about the festival and what you can get up to over there October the 4th, that first weekend of October. Got a killer show for you next week. Next week, Daniel Rover, singer of Quartermaster, is going to be on the show. And when I first talked to Daniel about doing this, we were trying to get lots of guys from the group on, which I'd still like to do at some point. But we couldn't get all that together. So we just got Daniel on, and he said, "I will try to be interesting." And I was like, "I've read about your background. We're gonna have no problem with this." Super interesting dude. He was a former Disney Imagineer, all sorts of great stuff. So we are going to next week talk to Daniel Rover, singer, Quartermaster. And you are going to dig that one highly. All right? So all the show notes for this one are at underthecrossbones.com/156. And I will see you next week. Take care of yourself.